do now have the first 2032 election polls. Here, sorry if my voice sounds weird. I had a, they were fixing one of my teeth yesterday, so, like, there was something wrong with my tooth. It wasn't a cavity, it was, yeah, I don't really know how to describe it, but, like, it didn't form right, so they were fixing one of my teeth, so sorry if I sound weird. But there is a new electoral college now, and here is the 272 poll map. They think that Harris will easily beat Hawley. Same with Cook Political. But Trafalgar, they are a conservative polling website, and they do think that Hawley will beat Mark Kelly, actually, in the election. And then 538, they just think that they should just call the election already, because they just think, oh, Kamala's gonna beat she's just easily gonna win because it's so reasonable, and it's all supposed to. I sound like Shank User. And then they actually think that she will be going up against Ben Sass. And now from last episode's candidates' favorability, we'll be using the same chart. Cory Booker, just pretty average approval, most of it coming from the Democrats. He is doing really good in the polls. And now for Brian Schatz, he actually, most people were unsure of him. For Kristen Sinema, she has an amazing approval rating. Even Republicans approve of her. For Connor Lamb, most people are actually unsure of him too, so that's why both his approval and disapproval are very low. And then John Bel Edwards, actually more Republicans approve of him than Democrats do. And for Gavin Newsom, he is very unpopular, so he has a very low approval rating. Same with Beto O'Rourke and Ben Sass. Ben Sass, actually more Democrats approve of him than Republicans do. And Todd Young, plus 20%, that's just pretty good. And Rand Paul, Democrats, the reason Democrats just hate him, and so he only has 42% approve. And then Josh Hawley, 99% of Democrats disapprove. 99% of Republicans approve. Independents were the tiebreaker, which gave Josh Hawley a plus 10% approval. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene, worst approval out of any candidate so far. Only 3% approve of her. That was even worse than Jeb Bush. Now, Brian Kemp, just minus 20%, really bad, very unpopular. Nikki Haley, her only fan is Facts and Imaginations Win, so she also has a very low approval. Yet again, another candidate has announced their campaign. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has just announced her 2032 campaign. Last time she tried running was in the year 2020, which was 12 years ago. That was such a long time ago. We don't know how good or how bad she will do now. Senator Marco Rubio has just announced his 2032 campaign. Last time he tried running for president was in 2024, when he was running in the Republican primary against guys like Rand Paul and Ron DeSantis, but he did not do too good. Colorado Governor Jared Polis has just announced his 2032 campaign. This is the first time in U.S. history where two openly gay people are running for president, but he is not doing too well in the polls. We have some sad news right now. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has just announced his 2032 campaign. He right now is last in the polls though, but he is a terrible candidate. He had so many scandals when he was the governor in New Jersey. We have some breaking news. Senator from North Carolina, Laura Trump, has just announced her 2032 campaign. She's the daughter-in-law of Donald J. Trump, the former president of the United States, and she was his campaign manager. Former Georgia Senator John Ossoff has just announced his 2032 campaign. He did lose in 2026, but then Stacey Abrams did win in 2028. But he is actually doing pretty well in the polls. Texas Representative Julian Castro has just announced his 2032 campaign. Last time he did try to run for president was in 2020 against Joe Biden in the Democrat primary. Breaking news. Newly elected Senator of Texas Dan Crenshaw has just announced his 2032 campaign. He did recently win the Senate election from being a House representative to a senator, but he did beat Julian Castro, who announced his campaign yesterday. Wyoming Governor Liz Cheney has just announced her 2032 campaign. She is really unpopular, though, and not doing too good in the polls. Most people are doubting that she will even make it past the first debate. Now let's look at the 2032 announced Democrat candidates. Kamala is still the frontrunner, Beto in second, and Cory Booker and Pete Buttigieg are just trailing behind them. And now AOC, Julian Castro, and Mark Kelly and Yang are still all behind them too. And Gavin Newsom and Kristen Sinema Gavin Newsom just went down a lot in the polls, and Kristen Sinema just went up like crazy. And then John Ossoff and Kirsten Gillibrand, just kind of average candidates. And then JBE, Jared Polis, and Connor Lamb and Brian Schutz just all in last place. They don't even stand a chance. And Josh Hawley, Tim Scott, Ted Cruz, and Laura Trump are currently all the front runners for the GOP, with Kristi Noem and Rand Paul behind them, with Marco Rubio and Todd Young just kind of being average candidates. And then same with Nancy Mason, Dan Crenshaw, and Nikki Haley. But then just Liz Cheney, Brian Kemp, Ben Sass, Jeb Bush, and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Chris Christie are just all terrible candidates. I do have another Google form. Yay! It's a episode 4 candidate favorability, and next episode, episode 5, will be the last episode of announcing candidates. Then I'll be doing debate skits. There will be 3 of them for each party, and then Iowa caucuses, New Hampshire primaries, all of those elections. And yeah, so this is the end of the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for 63 subscribers. I just really don't know what to say. So yeah, bye.